My wife cheated on me with a coworker and they even got married behind my back. I lay in bed, the midnight text stabbing my mind like an icy blade. On the screen was a photo of her and William holding a marriage certificate in a small neon-lit chapel in Las Vegas. The message read, "Just married William, been having an affair for 8 months. By the way, pathetic you, your uselessness makes my life easy. Enjoy your miserable life." I stared at my phone, my heartbeat gradually calming. No panic, no anger, I simply replied, "Cool." Then I canceled all credit cards under her name, changed passwords and replaced the door locks. At 2:47 a.m., the apartment was silent except for occasional cars passing outside. Linda, my wife, 31, supposedly a professional, was financially dependent on me. Everything was under my name, the house, accounts, credit cards. I acted quickly. By 3:15 a.m., I canceled her cards, changed all passwords and called a 24-hour locksmith. At 4 a.m., the locks were replaced, including the garage code. Everything was silent, precise and controlled. At 8 a.m., knocking woke me. 2 police officers stood impatiently at the door. "Sir, we received a domestic dispute call. Your wife says you locked her out." I showed them the text message, timestamp and photo included. They exchanged glances and could not argue. Finally, the officers said, "Ma'am, you'll need a lawyer. We cannot force him to let you in." Within 10 minutes, I was back in bed, sleeping a bit. No regret, no fear, just calm calculation. That afternoon, Linda, her mother Barbara, her sister Susan, and William came. Linda tried threats, tears, exaggerating my financial abuse. But I had packed all her belongings in the garage, 1 hour to leave. I even watched her fail to swipe my credit card. William's face went pale with anger and shame. Since receiving that Vegas text, I had barely slept. The midnight light illuminated my desk as I stared at their smiling faces on my screen, calmly gathering my thoughts. For 8 months, I had played the role of the everything doer in our marriage: bills, utilities, mortgage, credit cards, daily expenses. Linda never voluntarily monitored finances, yet she criticized every action I took. "You can't even do this. Did you forget again? You're useless." Her words were needles, piercing my skin slowly. At first, I tried understanding her pressure. She had a career, I had a stable job. Slowly, I realized her criticisms never stopped and were always tinged with superiority. Whenever I expressed an opinion, even about household finances, she'd respond with a sneer. "You just count money? You can't even handle feelings." I endured, knowing she excelled at emotional manipulation. Arguing would only escalate conflict, so I silently complied, noting every insult. Her nitpicking wasn't just verbal. She checked my bank statements, accused me of overspending, but secretly used my accounts for luxury purchases. Any question I asked was deflected with laughter or tears. Why so stingy? I just wanted something I like. She relied on me financially but manipulated my rationality. Any protest seemed heartless. She also never helped with chores. I left for work, came home to a messy kitchen, dishes piled, clothes on the floor. She lounged on the sofa, scrolling her phone, tired from work. I cleaned, silently maintaining the house. "What?" Suggesting hiring a cleaner, she mocked. "Why? Can't do it yourself?" Pathetic. That cut deep. I learned that my effort was never enough. The most humiliating moment, a friend gathering where she publicly mocked me. "He can't express feelings, acts like a robot, nothing he does has passion." Friends laughed awkwardly, I stayed silent. At home, she laughed. "You think you're stable? Others see no charm." Her disdain made me doubt patience. Yet I realized endurance was temporary defense, not weakness. I silently planned to demonstrate my capability financially and strategically. Through long-term oppression, I learned emotional control. The more she provoked, the calmer I became. I cataloged every insult like clues. Exaggerations, attacks using others' opinions, linking finances with emotions. These habits became leverage. When the opportunity arrived, I would be prepared. I remembered her smug moment, discovering a stalled promotion. She scoffed, "See? You're mediocre, can't save yourself." That night, I documented every insult, every expense, every humiliation, a blueprint for future retaliation. When the Vegas text arrived, my plan was clear. Stay calm, seize financial control, record evidence. Linda prided herself on cleverness, but didn't understand law, finance, or the information I held. Every move she made risked her own trap. I silently called the 24-hour locksmith for 4 a.m., canceled her credit cards, changed all passwords. No panic, no rush. The quiet metal clicks of new locks sounded loud in the still room. I took screenshots, listed her accounts, organized documentation. Linda never realized her arrogance, nitpicking, and insults would become her downfall. Her confidence, her perceived control, meant nothing against my calm strategy. I anticipated her afternoon expressions: shock, anger, helplessness. She once controlled me with emotions. Now I controlled the situation with reason and evidence. 8 months of pressure built observation and strategy skills. I knew her weaknesses: dependence, arrogance, moments of underestimation. Every humiliation became a lesson. That clarity, the first time I felt power, I could make her feel the shame and helplessness she once imposed. It was only the beginning. As dawn broke, I was ready to shift from static preparation to dynamic action, collecting evidence, seizing financial control, confronting her and William. Past humiliations became fuel. I moved deliberately, and she was about to fall into my trap. Linda thought marriage would save her, but I was one step ahead. That afternoon, she arrived with William, her mother, and sister, smug and triumphant. I simply loaded her belongings into the car, giving them 1 hour to leave. She tried to use my credit card, declined. William turned pale. She launched a social media campaign claiming financial abuse and control, but I was ready. Friend David recovered her year-old chats with William, proving premeditation. I released chat records and bank statements, shattering her fabricated narrative. Linda escalated, calling my boss, breaking in at night, spreading lies, even false claims of animal abuse. I handled it calmly, recording all evidence with cameras, screenshots. She tried to annul the Vegas marriage, claiming coercion. My lawyer presented 73 pages of Facebook chat logs exposing her deception. The judge, stern, asked, "Explain this message. Can't wait to see his face when he realizes I took everything." Linda had no response. Divorce was approved. All property remained mine. She only got personal items and the car, plus 6 months support payment to me. William and her mother were fired for workplace violations. The final scene. Linda broke down outside court, tears and fear. Susan and Barbara tried comfort. Her arrogance was crushed. William had left for a younger woman at a casino bar. Linda's plan failed completely. I sold the house, moved to a downtown apartment, started a new life with my girlfriend Jennifer. Thinking of Linda's madness only made me smile. I used reason and preparation, making her pay for her foolishness.